I'm joined by the guy that is heading up the Talent ID, that is Chev Walker. Chev, tell us a bit more about Talent ID and what it is.
So Talent ID, it's basically seeing if kids, well, we're saying kids now because we're aiming at girls as well, that have got the athletic ability to play rugby that are generally not playing. So kids that are in schools that are from families that not rugby league background, or the school didn't play it, or the area's not a really strong rugby league background. So we're taking the game to the kids and hopefully giving them an opportunity to show their abilities and hopefully get them into the programme early enough.
Why do you think it's important to get these kids involved, and what are the aims of what you're doing?
Well, for me, it's a personal thing because I didn't start playing until I was 12. I lived in ARLFC, which again is a non-rugby league playing area. It's not really a sporting area, if anything. We had a couple of boxing clubs and that was about it.
Did you do boxing yourself?
Well, yeah, I boxed for a little bit, but nothing to any standard. I didn't really care about. I didn't want to box, but it was something to do. And obviously, being in an area where there were no other sporting clubs, then it was the thing to do, or knock around on the street. So when we moved to South Leeds, which is a predominantly rugby league area, everything changed. I started playing the game, and I was fast-tracked into playing, and within a year of playing, I'd played at Wembley in a curtain raiser, and that was the eye-opener for me, that I was like, this is what I want to do as a living. So fast forward to the age of 16, I signed for, well, 15 I signed for Leeds, and by the age of 16 I was running out with players that I'd been watching only like a couple of years before. So I know that rugby league is probably the only sport that you can do it off of hard work, and having a little bit of natural ability, you can go a long way in rugby league. Well, you can go to the top. I think the prime example of that is probably Jamie Peacock is a standout. Athletically, doesn't move so well, but he works so hard and is an ultimate professional in his approach to the game, and he's the forefront. And there's two ways of making it in this. There's the really hard work route, and then there's naturally talented, but you've got to have a great attitude to do it. So when I'm doing these camps, I'm looking at their ability to move well, their ability to play, but then are they good teammates? Are they going to be the right kind of people that we want on a scholarship at Leeds or in the game in itself? And I think you've got to be a certain person to try and, well, not to try, but a certain person to fit in rugby league.
So what kind of things are you doing with the guys in the training sessions that you're doing?
So we've been over 2 days. So yesterday was more of a performance thing. We've designed a run that tests the agility, the running capacity, the speed in which they're able to move and change direction. Then we did some speed tech, little bits and bats. Basically, we've given them a touch of what it takes to be a professional player. The content in what most 16, 17, 18-year-old kids will be doing on a regular basis. So giving them an early introduction to it.
Do you think there's potentially here a rugby player in the making, a professional rugby player for Leeds in the future?
I don't think you can make a decision now if that kid's going to be a professional player.
Yeah.
Because professional doesn't mean you get paid to do it. It means you live it. You live the life. So that for me makes it professional. So to make a judgment on these kids now would be unfair, because I don't think that there's many young kids that have got that professional mentality.
Yeah.
But natural ability, yeah.
We've been doing lots of drills like wrestling, trying to get our ability good and just trying to get better at rugby.
I'm here with Lois Forsell, Women and Girls Development Officer at Leeds Rhinos, also Bradford Bulls player, and, if that weren't enough, playing for the international women's team as well. Lois, tell me a bit about what you've been doing with the girls today.
So today we've had a girls talent ID and skills session for the June holidays. So we invited the girls along. They come along. They're doing all different sort of skills. Just practicing. Some of them play at school, some of them play at clubs. So we're just trying to get in with them and just develop them as much as we can, because at the minute there's lots of exciting things going around with women and girls rugby, and you know, we just see it as an opportunity to keep engaging with the games, get them involved, and just give them as much support as we can, and you know, not only having fun while they're here, hopefully, but they're developing, and we're giving them as much support as we can going forward.
So I've seen you with the girls doing different sessions of tackling and all these kinds of rugby things. How well do you think it's going so far? Do you think it's been a success?
I think it has, yeah, and I think we'll speak to the girls, we'll be able to have a bit of a review, see what they've enjoyed, see what they might want to do different next time they come back, because for us going forward, this will be something that we do every holidays, just to keep them involved. We need to keep an eye on them, really, see how we can support them, because looking around, there's definitely so much talent that we know that, we'll be in the next 5 years or so, hopefully in, the next England women's squad.
So why do you think, I know you've just said as well about making it so that we have the next women's international squad going down that channel. Why do you think it's so important to involve women, to involve girls to play rugby?
Well, there's a big push at the minute. Obviously, it's the Women's World Cup in 2017 in Australia, which the current England squad are working really hard to get to go, and they're building forward for the 2021 World Cup. So we need, to give them as much opportunity. There's a big change in the women's club game as well. So we're trying to get clubs at, they're trying to get clubs at Leeds Rhinos, at Featherstone, at Bradford. They're trying to get it as like a women's Super League. So there's loads of exciting things happening in Leeds going forwards, and we're just trying to work out, support the talent we've got coming through. We are doing a good job as a foundation, as a charity in the schools. Girls rugby is massive at the minute, and
this is
I'll
just
put
the
it out
beginning.
there. I'll put it out there. I'll say it's nearly as big as the boys in Leeds.
Oh yes.
So,
that's what we want.
Yeah, that is what we want. But so we're just trying to keep it growing, and there's as much opportunity for them going forwards. Hopefully, with the changes in women's sport and the growth, that hopefully they'll be able to see that reward as well as the lads.
Ash, tell us a bit about why you've come to make an appearance today. Why do you think it's important to come to the camps?
Me and Tom have come down today to Oulton. I used to play down at Oulton. Come to see the talent ID camps and see what's going on. So it looks to be going good. There's a girls group here, and there's lads that are on the backfield, and they're getting put through the paces, I've heard, by Chev Walker over there doing the fitness. So yeah, it's good to be involved with stuff like this and give back to the community, and it's good to see all these people involved, and they've been selected to come down here from their schools.
Yeah, what do you think about that with the talent idea?
Yeah, I think that's pretty good for them. It's a selection process, and if they're getting picked to come down here, they must feel quite good.
My dad got me into rugby. Me and my brother, very hyperactive as kids. My dad knew a couple of friends from work that played rugby, so he got us through it that way, and the rest is history.
As a young player, as a young lad, I always was into swimming, gymnastics, and sports that you wouldn't really think that a big lad would get involved in, but. One of my best mates, he played rugby in under 12s, and he got me involved, and I loved it since then. So
I played for multiple amateur clubs, a lot around Salford, likes of Langworthy Reds, Folly Lane, and then we moved to a club in Warrington called Latchford Albion.
Started at East Leeds, just close to town, and after a year I moved over to Hunslet Warriors and played there since I was 13, and got picked up from there as well.
No, I played mostly in the backs. When I was playing juniors, I was more of a fullback, but then coming into Leeds, I started on the wing, and then eventually moved into centres. So just a variety of what I can bring to in the backs.
I started off as a young lad. I was pretty slim, believe it or not. I started off in backs. Then I got a bit chubby, went to centre, and then it went downhill from there, and now I'm in prop. So yeah, played there for a while.
I watched a lot of basketball and NFL stuff when I was younger, so like Michael Jordan was a massive influence growing up. But then in terms of rugby league, like Jason Robinson, Martin Fire, Paul Sculthorpe, they were huge players that I love watching.
As a young lad, obviously I was into swimming, so I used to always watch Michael Phelps, because he was one of the most successful sportsmen to ever participate, with the amount of gold medals he had. But as I got involved in rugby more, I used to look up to Jane Peacock quite a lot, because he was a very good player, and you were a very good leader as well. So
we've been in many situations, you know, throughout our success, but having to come out of adversity, like, you know, there was twice where we finished fifth in the table and we went on to win the grand final. So there was a couple of moments like that. But obviously last year as well was a huge moment, which was pretty tough on our players. So to get out of that, to get ourselves obviously back into Super League and hopefully come up with a great season this year, it was tough for us last year.
I think there are a few main ones, but coming back off a loss or coming back from an injury, but also waking up at 6 in the morning to go training. That's a big one.